Hello.
Friends.
It's Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday, my dudes. Hope everybody's doing grand on this Wednesday. It snowed.
It did snow.
Uh, it was not nice because it's November, and that's bad when it snows in November.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm just gonna leave it at that because I'm just still upset that it snowed.
Yeah, it wasn't even enough for a snow day. So, at
Spot Catholic was delayed 2 hours.
Yeah, I know. There were some schools that were delayed, but they were either further north or like in the mountains. So, my opinion is if it's going to snow, it has to snow enough for a snow day. I know that's like worse for everybody who's not a teacher, but that's how I feel. Hi, Pam. How are you?
Hello. Yeah, it shouldn't be allowed to snow before December 1st. It should just be illegal.
Yeah.
And we should outlaw it. Sorry that I'm yawning. I worked last night.
Logan worked last night, and
I
was up at 1 a.m. for about an hour watching a rocket launch.
Rocket? Yep, there was a rocket. We went to the moon, or we're going to the moon.
Going to the moon.
Kind of.
Going around the moon.
There's nobody in the rocket. It's an unmanned.
There's a mannequin in there.
There is a mannequin. It's an unmanned rocket. But it made it to the space without blowing up, which is good.
It was very exciting. Like the biggest launch in a very long time. So I set an alarm for it.
We're big space people here.
I loved space since I was little.
Big NASA fans.
My brother also is kind of working on this project. So
he's sending people to the moon
in a few years. So he didn't have a hand in this exact launch, but he's working on that mission.
The next one, the eventually, one that actually has people on it.
Well,
maybe
down the line. Yeah, so I'll get to say my brother sent something to space, so that's fun. So that's how my day started, and then I went back to bed, and then I woke up at 5:45, and it was my birthday.
Yeah, Travis' birthday. Happy birthday!
Not a super exciting birthday, but it was good. Yeah, it was cool people or no people.
Yeah.
This is like basically their test where they're gonna figure out a whole bunch of stuff. So it goes up and it swings around the moon and then goes actually further out into space. And it'll be like the furthest we've ever been into deep space.
It's like,
so they're gonna learn a whole bunch of stuff and then it's gonna swing around the moon again and then come back home.
It's like the episode of SpongeBob where they steal Sandy's rocket and they think they go to the moon, but they just go around the moon and they come right back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not many people are going to understand that reference, but you know what? I'm okay with that.
Thanks, Pam.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who's on the Spindle City page, but I'm going to hazard a guess that it's Rob. I could be wrong.
Maybe. Rockets are crazy fast, too. I mean, you guys probably knew that, but we were watching it, and they were just like, and it's traveling at 2,900 miles an hour. I'm like, oh, they could get to California in like an hour. And then like 10 seconds later, like, and now it's at 5,200 miles an hour. I was like, oh, that's really fast. And now it's at 8,900 miles an hour. Like, that's so fast. That's crazy fast.
Thanks, Perla. Yeah. I understand that.
We're pretty good at space now, though. We've learned. Wow.
It is funny. I was thinking after I watched this launch, though, that like I grew up just taking it for granted that we've been to the moon because that happened already. Okay, stop. So I just like grew up just like, yeah, obviously we've been to the moon, no big deal. But like now that I'm adult and I understand how like math and physics works, actually I don't understand it at all.
It's crazy.
And then watching that launch and that like giant thing last night, I was like, how did we do this? How did that many people cooperate? Because like no one person knows everything you need to know to send something or somebody to the moon. Just amazing. It's really, really cool. I don't know. I could go on about it forever, but we
just
can
know
move
that
on.
Space is so cool. For those,
it's my favorite. How is everybody doing? How's everybody's weeks going?
How's your week, Rob?
I'm getting sick again. I can feel it. My throat is sore. I've been sick on and off for like the past 2 months now, but I was like really sick for probably like 2 weeks, like 3 or 4 weeks ago. So I felt good for like a week and a half. Now I'm sick again.
Awesome.
So hopefully
I'm not sick. I'm just
it doesn't
tired,
get worse.
which is a perennial part of my personality. So
yeah. Exciting. Let's see. We're about a week away from Thanksgiving. That's exciting.
Yep. That's a big thing.
Does anybody have any good Thanksgiving plans? We don't. Logan's working.
I'm working.
Then we're gonna have Thanksgiving with both of our families. So that's exciting. Ooh.
There we go.
Taking Kasana to the Nutcracker tomorrow.
The Nutcracker is a classic.
That's awesome. I actually haven't seen the Nutcracker.
Oh, I have seen the Nutcracker.
There's a lot of things like that I've missed out on. That sounds really fun. I'm really excited for you and Kasana. It's awesome. I'm sure she'll enjoy that. Esther has been really into dancing lately. We went to a wedding a couple weeks ago that I was in, and then Esther was dancing at the wedding. It was crazy. She was not shy at all, which is, I don't know how she's my child. She was just letting herself into the middle of the dance floor and having a great time. And now dancing is her favorite thing in the world. And she likes to pretend to be a ballet dancer, and she'll kick her one foot up in the air and swing her arms around. It's hilarious.
We'll be everywhere. And we were out to eat last night, and she was like, I want to dance. And she just stood up from the table and went into onto the floor and just started dancing in the middle of the restaurant.
If there's music happening, she'll dance.
She'll dance.
Yes, Christmas is coming next.
Christmas is so soon.
So
I feel like it was just Halloween. Actually, I feel like it was.
It was 2.5 weeks ago.
I feel like it was just summer, and then I feel like it was just Halloween, and now it's Thanksgiving, and then it's Christmas, and it's going fast.
That's a fun Christmas gift. That's awesome. I have no idea what I want for Christmas. Like I said, today's my birthday. We didn't get me anything because I didn't know what I wanted.
She doesn't tell me anything.
So
she's the worst gift receiver on the face of the earth. Not that she's not grateful for things. It's she doesn't want things, and she usually gets upset when things are given to her. So
I don't get upset.
You go, you didn't need to do that, and then you get.
Well, yeah, when it's partially my money, it's a lot less exciting to get a
classic.
I'm sure everyone knows how that feels. Yeah, I feel strongly about Thanksgiving first also, although I have to say in the past 4 years, I have started decorating for Christmas before Thanksgiving.
She has.
I actually usually start her on my birthday.
On her birthday, yep. I was going to say.
I didn't have the time or energy this year.
I didn't want to say anything to her today, but I was like, I literally was at work last night, went, it's Rob's birthday. Yeah. She's going to want to decorate for Christmas today.
Do not have the energy. We went out to dinner instead. I'm curious when everybody else decorates. Johanna, I know that you are in the Christmas spirit all year round, so.
I have a friend who started last week, and I told her she's insane.
I have a student who says that they already have their tree up.
Yeah, that's the thing that people do.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a fake tree, you put it up whenever you want.
Crazy. Which is why we don't have a fake tree, because then you'd put it up at Halloween.
No, I wouldn't.
We'd have a Halloween tree.
We don't have room for a tree, really, so we get a little tiny one. So I don't want to get it too early. Yeah, that's what I thought. The day after Thanksgiving is what my family always did. Fair. My dad felt really strongly about Christmas is after Thanksgiving, and we don't even talk about it before Thanksgiving. So we would often travel to have Thanksgiving with my grandparents. And so there was like no Christmas music or anything, but on the way home, we could listen to Christmas music. So after Thanksgiving, you put the Christmas music on, then we'd start decorating.
And I'm going to say something. Not a big Christmas music guy.
Yeah, Logan's a little bit of a Grinch, actually.
I'm not a Grinch. It's just it's Christmas.
Perla, I see a lot of people recently who have started to decorate a little bit earlier. I think that's because the past few years have been kind of rough. So it's fun to just be in the Christmas spirit. Yeah. Yeah, I think more of us are ready to decorate earlier now.
Yeah, I guarantee. I think my parents already have some stuff up.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, I'm going to just show up there to pick up Esther next week sometime, and there's going to be a tree. There's going to be a massive tree with decorations. I'm going to be like, when did this happen? Like, oh, we got it today.
Yeah, it's crazy. They'll just all of a sudden everything is up, and it's like a lot of work too.
My parents go hard.
I don't know how they do it.
On the decorations.
We put up like a tree
and a stocking or 3.
A few stockings, a couple other things that we just hang on the wall, and then like maybe some lights on the front railing.
Some outdoor lights, yeah. Some modest
I'd like to do them like on the front of our house, but that's a lot of work.
And I don't want to do that work. So
all right, what if it was SpongeBob themed Christmas? Would you be more excited about it?
I do like the SpongeBob Christmas song, where this Christmas feels like the very first Christmas to me. That's a classic one. Because they think Santa Claus is going to come, but he doesn't. So Squidward has to pretend to be Santa Claus, and he gives away all of his possessions to everybody. It's a classic. I would be okay with SpongeBob themed Christmas.
If you would like to hear the entire rest of that episode in detail, Logan can recite it for us right now.
Probably haven't seen it in about 10 years. Still all
he takes requests for other episodes as well.
I do. I do take requests.
Pam has a Christmas tree in every room.
My grandmother used to do that. They weren't like big ones, but she would have small ones.
Yeah. We never really had room in anywhere other than our living room for a tree, but we would get like a pretty decent one that like just about touched the ceiling, just like normal height ceilings. But I don't know, gets over. Well, we always got real trees, so I think you've always gotten real trees.
My brother and I would also get a little Charlie Brown tree too, usually. A little wimpy one bulb boy.
That's like basically what we get now. We get like the tiniest little thing. I think last year we ended up with like a 4-foot tree.
It was very small.
It was perfect though.
But it was nice, yeah.
It fits right in front of our front door that we don't really use. So other than that, there's nowhere to put one here. SpongeBob changes shape.
Changed shape earlier this week. It has nothing to do with character building. Yeah, there's an episode. It's a not newer. Well, I say newer, but it's probably actually like 10 years old at this point. I don't remember the exact premise, but he slowly proceeds to get more round.
I think I've seen that.
It's kind of the opposite, because like people say like you're a square when you're boring, but like he proceeds to get more rounded, and when he becomes more boring for some reason, I don't remember exactly why, because it's a newer one, I will admit. I'm an OG like 1999 to 2000 SpongeBob fan. But yes, that is an episode of SpongeBob, and he gets really monotone and says like, "Hey, how's it going?" instead of like laughing.
I do remember that one.
It's a classic.
We could just talk about SpongeBob lore for the rest of the time.
I have a problem.
We don't have a video tonight that I'm aware of, which is totally fair because Dan has been very busy the past few weeks.
Unacceptable. Just kidding.
So we're just going to keep chatting for a bit.
Yeah, if Nickelodeon put out a job for like the keeper of the lore for SpongeBob, I'm pretty sure I could get the job. I'm not going to say it's a guarantee, but I'm pretty confident in my abilities to get said job.
I have students who like act like they're like such big SpongeBob fans, or like they'll quote like a couple things and then
there was one time when I literally wasn't watching the episode, and it's called Graveyard Shift, where the Krusty Krab stays open all night, and I'm literally sitting on my phone like texting Tim or something, and I Robin bet that I said that I couldn't quote it, and I literally quoted probably 10 minutes of the entire episode.
I made him stop.
And she made me stop.
Yeah. Logan remembers everything.
It's pretty bad.
And it seems as though Esther remembers everything too. So that's going to be really fun.
She's got my memory.
Every time we drive past like any ice cream place we've ever been to, she's like, it's the ice cream place. Hi, ice cream, or bye, ice cream. Thankfully, she doesn't like cry about stopping there, but like she knows every place we've ever stopped.
There was a house near my parents where my parents watch her, and they had a pumpkin in the window for Halloween, and it's not there anymore. So now when we drive by, she said they took the pumpkin down because it's not Halloween anymore.
Yeah, that's what I told her the other day.
So now she just remembers it.
Yeah, this morning she goes, but it'll be a holiday soon. I was like, yeah, it'll be Christmas soon. She says, yeah, Christmas decorations soon. So I'm excited for that.
She's interesting one.
My favorite Christmas tradition is just driving around and looking at Christmas lights, which I feel like I said on What's Up Wednesday, like last year. My family started calling it Christmas creeping because it's like we're just creeping on other people's houses, just driving around. We used to go to my grandparents when we lived out in Galway, and then my grandparents lived in Schenectady, and so we would go to their house for Christmas Eve. And then our way home, we would just like drive around, take the super extra long way home, go through all the neighborhoods and just look at Christmas lights and like find our favorite. So this year Esther's like really old enough to understand it. Last year we took her to like one house that had a really good display. She was like kind of into it, but it was also like past her bedtime by the time it was dark out. So it was a little bit late, but I think she'll be into it this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is ready.
She's ready. She loves decorations. Christmas lights are my favorite. I like driving. So on my way to work, it's dark out because I get to work at like 7. So for the majority of the school year, it's dark out. And I drive right past the airport, and like all the lights on the runways are all lit up. And I just like, it feels like Christmas to me every time. I love looking at it. I always like turn my head and look at it. I'm worried I'm going to like crash or something, but I just like the lights. Maybe I'm just like an animal just like drawn to the pretty lights.
Very good. Documentary on Apple TV about a neighborhood caught by Christmas lights.
I feel like I've heard of that. Hi, Connie.
Hello.
We're just talking about
Christmas
and stuff. You know, because it's almost Thanksgiving.
There's a house in Clifton Park that has crazy lights. And they have like a radio station tuned to it. So like you pull up and it'll say, tuned at such and such radio station, and you'll tune to it, and then it'll play like Christmas music for like it's programmed because they have like a radio adapter thing. So like it'll just send the signal to your car, and like you can listen to music, and the lights are synced with the music, and it's absolutely wild.
Yeah. It's cool. That was always fun to drive past. When I grew up in Maryland, there's like quite a few places that would have these huge like light decoration shows on their house. And I remember at least one year there was one, they had like this whole like model train set in their backyard set up and all these like Christmas decorations. And so like my dad took us to go see that, which was really fun. So
you do love trains.
Yeah. Well, I was a November baby, so I was quite young for my first Christmas. And then my second Christmas, I was just basically a year old. So I would fall asleep really well in the car. So my parents would take me out just to look at Christmas lights, and I would fall asleep in the car. And that's how they would get me to sleep during the Christmas season. So yeah, I think that's universal. That's fun. 16 grandkids is a lot to prepare for.
My grandmother has a lot of grandkids.
Yeah. Logan's grandmother has many, many grandkids, great grandkids. And like Esther is one of the great grandkids and is like the only one that sees her all the time.
She lives with my parents, so
which is kind of cool. So she gets to hang out with her great grandmother all the time. So she'll like just toddle her way into her room and start talking to her, which is awesome.
Best friends.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a couple places in Clifton Park.
Yes, there are.
And there was a good place where we went last year with my dad to show Esther. It was in like
Boston Spa.
It was like Boston Spa, Milton area. That one was really good. One's a good place to start.
One is a good start.
Esther's the only grandchild on both sides right now. So she gets all the attention.
She is spoiled.
Yeah, I heard Albany wasn't doing the lights in the park anymore, which is a huge bummer.
It's like virtual this year.
I don't understand what that means. That's silly.
Because I guess the park didn't want the responsibility and the traffic and blah blah blah. So
I just don't understand how you do it online.
They found a spot for it next year, but it's not in Albany anymore, which is lame.
Vanilla wafers and milk.
Nice.
I love vanilla wafers. That's really funny.
That's actually really funny because when we were in college, I used to take Oreos and put them in a bowl. And I poured milk in it one day, and Robin's roommate was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "It's just cereal. I'm just eating cereal." So now we've had this joke for years where she'll get me a pack of Oreos and be like, "I got you some cereal."
Yeah. She last time, wasn't it when she came last time? She brought a pack of mini Oreos. It was like, "Here, you can really have cereal."
So it's your cereal.
Is it at a fairground next year?
I think it is at a fairground. I'm not 100% sure which one.
Yeah.
Because there's so many fairgrounds around here. But I think it is. I'm just not sure. And that's just their proposed plan. Who knows if it'll actually continue on through.
I think Oreos are a good cereal.
Yeah.
Logan hates it. It makes Logan angry.
I still eat them. They get a little too soggy. You don't want super soggy Oreos.
Yeah, I can understand that. I don't know. It stinks though when you have like a good tradition and then eventually just enough people complain about it being difficult.
Yeah, but it does make sense.
Yeah.
As someone who has to deal with traffic issues at work.
But that's the thing, like the whole summer season stinks in Saratoga, but the people love it. I don't know. Yeah, Altamont. That sounds right.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I'd never read the whole article about it.
Yeah, I just heard not Albany at a fairground.
Yeah. I don't know. That's fine. I remember going to like the lights at the Saratoga State Park like one year when we moved here, and then we decided it wasn't really worth it to go again because you just drive through that one. So we never went to that. When we lived in Clifton Park, I would drive past the the quick response like light show that they do at their place there on Route 9. That always looked super fun, but we never went. I mean, we didn't have a kid to bring at that point, so we never went. It is 8:23 now. Like I said, we don't have a video, and also Logan, I wasn't in church on Sunday, and Logan was really focused on the teenagers. Apparently,
they were all sleeping.
I would love to talk about Sunday if anybody has something that like stood out to them. We'll do a hard pivot here if anybody has something to say.
I had to set a timer for every 15 seconds and nudge the kids because they were legitimately falling asleep.
But Perla, I heard that it was great. I haven't gotten a chance to go back and listen to it yet because it's been a really busy week, but I might actually have time tomorrow to listen to it. But yeah, I don't know if anybody wants to throw anything that they absorbed from Sunday or that they've been thinking about. That's cool. But we can also just keep talking about Christmas lights. That's fine too.
Or Thanksgiving, because we haven't even hit that yet.
Yeah. I feel like between being sick and being away, and last week I was at a bridal shower. I haven't been to church in a very long time in person.
Nice.
So.
Excellent reference there.
Yeah.
10
pivot.
10 out of 10.
Yes, I heard that it was great. So I'm excited to go back and listen. It's always great when Perla speaks. what about it was amazing?
Yeah. You started the pivot. Now let's finish the basket.
Oh, I think I started the pivot. Resting in God. I like that. I don't have the context for it, but I like that. Logan has some of the context. He was there.
I was there. I was trying, but the kids got up about 17 times to peel apples. And I'm like, you don't need to be eating apples in the middle of church, guys. And
yeah, you know, normal teenager things. When you're not taking care of the toddler, there's other kids.
The toddler is easier to take care of than the 15-year-old.
Yeah, and you took her by yourself this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, every week. Sunday's amazing. And then 3 days later, it's hard to repeat it. I feel like that's always the case, but I'm still like absorbing the things from it. But I could never tell you verbatim, probably even like one sentence that was said. Logan and I are especially bad when we're on What's Up Wednesday because it always happens to be that one of us wasn't in church or like something was going on or we missed it or something. So worship has been amazing.
Worship was really good on Sunday.
I did actually tune in for a little bit of worship before I had to leave for the bridal shower. It was good. Yeah. I'm excited for the Christmas season.
We know.
I know. Well, I know. I mean, like worship in the Christmas season. I love it. I love it so much. It's just special. The ministry time was good. Oh, I feel like this is our own personal update of how church was, except you were actually there.
There was. Ministry time was good.
It's good. That's awesome. Yeah, I've heard from testimonies from a few people that there's big moves. God's moving in a lot of ways right now, which is awesome. So cool. The Alpha course, we were talking about prayer and no blood clots in your finger and to take ibuprofen for arthritis. Okay, so we will keep praying for that.
But no blood clots.
That's huge. That's awesome.
Very big.
Yes. Christmas songs are super powerful worship songs. Yeah, I even some people have been praying for like a few of my coworkers that are just going through some rough medical stuff right now, and things have been going really well. There's like big healing, and so it's amazing. So I know it's just encouraging when you're able to go through a season where you're starting to see just God's faithfulness and like the rewards of being faithful and bringing things to him. It's really cool. Yes. Okay, well, we have 2 minutes left. Does anybody else have any other prayer requests for this week coming up? I know the holidays can get kind of crazy. I'm getting sick again, so you can pray for me because I'd really like to not be sick all the time. I don't know, I'll give you guys a moment to drop things in the chat if there's anything else we can pray for. Is there anything else you can think of? Anybody else that we should be praying for off the top of our head? It's all gone. It's all gone from my mind right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I was just reading about that the other day. Quicker approvals for Ukrainian employment authorization cards. Yes. And Pam for being in God's presence. And then Connie for the pain to go away in your finger. Okay. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and start praying. And then if I see anything else in the chat, I'll try to catch it. Lord, we just thank you for this time to check in and chat and just have some fun together. We just bring all these requests to you. We know that you are faithful when we are faithful, Lord, and that you want to see healing come. So, Lord, I pray for Connie that you would just relieve her from any pain, anything left, and that if it takes just the ibuprofen, that would be all she needs. And we just thank you for no larger issues there. And then I pray, Lord, that you would just keep moving in our church family and those that we have connected with, for big movement that's been happening in Alpha, and just among other church members, Lord. I also pray for doors to be open and movement to be quick for the Ukrainian employment authorization cards, Lord, that you would just provide a path there, and that things would move fast. Lord, we know that your heart is just for people to be safe and cared for and happy and, able to survive well, Lord. We just pray that you would open the path to do that. And for Pam, Lord, that you would just provide ways for her to seek you and just spend time in your presence, Lord. That would be a special time with you and fruitful. And we thank you again for this time, and for our church family. And as we're going into busy season, Lord, just bring peace, and just a reflection on you, and just let us honor you in this season, with all the things that are going on. In your name I pray. Amen. Cool. We did it. 2 minutes over.
Wow.
All right. Bye, everybody. I hope that you have a great night.
Rest of the week.
You should look up the video of that rocket launch. It was really cool.
It was really cool.
It was Google Artemis 1 launch. If you just Google NASA, it'll come up. Have an awesome week. Hopefully I'll be in church if I'm not sick. So it'd be nice to see people again.
I'll be at work. Otherwise, I would be there.
All right. We love you.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.